Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello. Oh, start of a new week. Well, sort of. How's everyone doing? Tamworth is over. It looked like it was amazing. Who went and who has recovered? Because I know it would have been insane cramming 10 days into that week, but it looked incredible. So let us know what you did, who you saw, what was your favourite part. Jane, you were first in the room tonight. Thank you for joining. Tonight we have got a couple of shows this week, and I have put them up onto the Facebook page as well as the Instagram page. We have the competition still. There's till today, so tomorrow night we'll draw the competition while we're live, so you can still enter on any of the platforms that you're watching from, or onto so even the Twitter account, all of those you can enter anyway. It's for the winner's CD from Tamworth, so it's a double one for the 50th anniversary, which is pretty cool. Hi Carol, thank you so much for joining. So make sure you enter that tonight, and as many entries as you do, the more chances you'll have, the more your name will go in the hat, so we'll be able to draw it. So we have Ella in the waiting room for us tonight. We have tomorrow night, we've got Sarah Leake joining us, and then on Thursday night we've got Jamie Lindsay joining us, so it's a big week of shows again. No early morning ones this week though, which is a nice change. We might welcome Ella into the room. Hello. Oh, has it worked?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. It's so exciting having you. We were just talking a minute ago, and you went to Tamworth. Have you recovered?
Yes. It was. I was a little tired when we got home. I think everyone was. It was a huge week, jam packed, but it was so amazing. Still buzzing. It was such an incredible week. Had so many awesome performances, and I met so many amazing people and artists, and yeah, it was just great.
It's a fantastic festival. I was watching every time someone went live. I was sitting there just logging in, and the phone would ding through the night, and I would just quickly have a quick look before I went back to sleep, just because I wanted to see what I was missing out on. Did you how many shows did you have?
Yeah, so I had some pretty fun gigs. I did one at the Tudor Hotel and a couple of others, and then I did some performances on the big stages. So my favorite one was on the Fan Zone stage, and I played just heaps of new originals and a couple that I'll be playing tonight. And it was just amazing. The crowd was so awesome. Yeah, it was really fun.
Fan Zone is a pretty good stage, and it's right in the middle of everything happening. So even if people don't know you're on, they walk past and they always stop, and it's an awesome stage. And so many big names on that stage as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be listed alongside some pretty amazing other artists. And yeah, I had a radio interview with Kicks Country as well, so that was great fun. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was really good. Watched some shows in the park, and yeah, it was amazing.
Yes. Did you go to the Golden Guitars? Did you go to the awards night?
No, I wasn't able to get there. But yeah, I was busy that night, unfortunately. But I will definitely be there next year. I was like you. I was watching online, like, oh, who's won? I wanted to be there so bad, but I just couldn't make it.
No, next year I'll be there too, so we'll be able to catch you, because I was watching the red carpet, and then I watched the awards night, and then one of the awards was about to be announced, and the internet just cut out for a few minutes just when they announced the name, and I'm sitting there going, why hasn't someone put on here who it is, because I can't.
What a nightmare.
It was a moment. But yes, Kayleen, she's said hi, and she's still in Tamworth, Australia's biggest line dancing festival for the Mayworth. That's on Thursday. I forgot all about that, actually, because of Tamworth. I didn't even think of it. So you're staying for the festival, Kayleen. Are you dancing in it? Do you know people that are? Tell us. There's so many people popping in to say hi. Carol has popped in and said hello, and Jane's been there. Noma's there.
Hi, Carol.
So many people. Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from, and did you go to Tamworth? Was the earlier question. So Ella, you messaged me a little while ago, but and I've had you on the show. I know I haven't had you on the show, but you want to talk about your current single. But can we sort of go back a bit, because you've been singing for a long time? Where did your love for music come from?
Yeah, so it's quite a funny one actually, because no one in my family is musical like whatsoever. I'm from quite a sporting family. So I just started singing sort of as a toddler, and it sort of just grew from there. And mum and dad were like, "Oh, okay, she can actually, sing a bit." So I ended up going to lessons when I was about 8. I picked up the guitar when I was about 6 years old. But when you're really young and you just get frustrated because your fingers are a bit too small to fit
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
keyboards. So I sort of went back to it when I was about 10, and I've just never looked back since. And I wrote my first song when I was 10,
Yeah.
and just been writing ever since. And yeah, now I'm really writing some songs that I'm just so over the moon with the outcome, and I'm working with some pretty amazing people. So it's been a pretty amazing journey so far. I'm very grateful.
You have been writing with some amazing people, and your songwriting is fantastic. But that's because you've been doing it for so long. So last year, Paper Towns was released. How did that go? Because that would have been quite nerve-wracking. How did that get out? Because again, COVID, you couldn't just go out and play it everywhere. How did you go with that?
Yeah, it was actually, the whole process was so different to anything I'd ever done. This was my first one I recorded with Matt Fell, as we were talking about earlier. And I reached out to him sort of during lockdown, and then we started producing the song virtually. And that was my first experience ever doing, creating the song over a computer, like putting it together. And then we sent it to Nashville to get the pedal steel recorded on it. So it was a very, I guess, new experience, sort of keeping up with the times. Everyone was using the internet for so many different other ways through COVID. And then, yeah, once it was released, it went so well. The outcome was awesome. It got into the top 22 of country songs for 2021, and yeah, had some pretty amazing stuff happen. So it's very grateful for that song.
And I know that, being that you've played last week in Tamworth and that we're starting to go back, have you had a bit of a chance to actually play that song live and see people's reactions live?
Yes, I played it a lot last week, and I've had some pretty cool gigs before Tamworth as well. So I've had a lot of opportunities now to play it live, which has been really cool. And I did an acoustic version of it, which is on my pages as well. I love doing acoustic versions of all my songs. I think it's really nice to just see that stripped back version of it as well. So yeah, I've had heaps of chances, which has been good.
That is awesome, and I agree, like that whole acoustic version, it's how you write it, isn't it? You do that's the beginning of the song, so that's the real important part, and it's lovely to be able to strip it all back and let people hear that, because that's your original thoughts and the original sound that you had before you get into the studio.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Now, Side Effects is your current single. You released it in February 21st, I think, top of my head.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So it's been out for a couple of weeks now, and you got to play it in Tamworth. How was that a different than Paper Town? Because that was so right in the middle of COVID where you couldn't get out, and this one you've actually got to go out quite quickly straight after release, sort of thing. How did you feel with this one?
Yeah, so I think definitely with Side Effects, because I recorded Side Effects pretty much a month after I'd done Paper Town. And I remember coming home from the studio after doing Paper Town, and we just booked in another studio date, and I was like, oh, what song should I do? And I was sort of having a little look, but I sort of knew straight away that I wanted to do Side Effects. And it was sort of, I was starting to write, or halfway through writing it, but I just had that strong gut feeling because I just love the song so much, and I think that's still carried out through after it being released. And it's just been amazing to play it live, and I've got an acoustic version of it as well. And it's had so much support from Australian radios. It's made it onto the top 10 of like the AMRAP charts, and made it on some playlists in LA and blogs in UK. So it's been it's gone really well.
It has gone well, and it is a great song. And I know you're sitting there very patiently with your guitar, and you're going to do a couple of songs for us now. If I give you the room, I can let you play whatever you like.
Sure.
I'll see you in a moment.
No worries. So this first song is called Paper Town, the one we were just talking about earlier, and I wrote this one during lockdown last year, and I was in year 12 during doing my HSC last year, and I'd sort of been ready to leave school as soon as I stepped in the place, so having it sort of elongated and having to wait longer to leave was quite frustrating, but hey, it calls for a good song, right? So this one's called Paper Town. Small talk, long roads and love places I long to go. Pack bags the day I say goodbye out the rearview mirror. Ocean breeze and quiet nights, but I want busy streets. Bright lights, cause the whispers hear our ways on the wrong side of right. Same places, blank faces, roads that lead to dead ends. For years this place hasn't felt like home. Take a deep breath, count to 10. We will make it out of here someday. Leave this paper towel and all the words they feel they have to say. Leave these paper hearts and the mess that they always seem to make. We'll leave this paper town someday. Headlines of fake news, and there's no choice, either win or lose, cause they know everything so far from the truth. Same heartbreaks and mistakes, roads that lead to dead ends. For years this town hasn't felt like home. Take a deep breath, count to 10. We will make it out of here someday. Leave this paper towel and all the words they feel they have to say. Oh, leave these paper hearts and the mess that they always seem to make. We'll leave this paper town someday, with their paper cars living in paper houses, or with their paper hearts not caring about anyone else is in this paper town, longing to make it out. 1,000 miles away lies a place, and maybe that's where we'll stay. And this paper town will just be a distant memory. No more paper hearts and the mess that they always seem to make. And we'll leave this paper town, we'll leave someday. We'll leave this paper town someday. So thanks guys for listening in. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that song as well. That one was Paper Town, and you can find it on Spotify and all those usual places if you would like to have another listen. So this next one is another original that we were talking about earlier called Side Effects. And And this one, you know, we talked about side effects of COVID and all those different things. And I guess I started thinking about, you know, the side effects of relationships with other people and how that can sort of affect you, whether it's, you know, in a good or bad way. And I think the thing I love most about being a country pop artist, and I'm sure what a lot of people love about country music is, you know, that storytelling that's sort of ingrained into the genre. And that's what I tried to bring out in this one. So I want you guys to picture you're walking through like a street and it's nighttime and it's pretty cold, and I know you just have your heart broken or something like that. Happy ever after, so they say. Wanna believe it ends that way. Not a Friday in July, sitting on the curb with hours gone by. Streetlights turn on, crowds disappear, and I'm standing here checking my phone 100 times, thinking of a reason why. I guess we know what we know, find what we find, see what we want to see, looks clearer this time. My first mistake was loving you, second thinking you love me too. The side effects from being fooled again, and 3 times turns into a choice, both not seeing any signs. Now I'm walking home, holding my new shoes, with side effects from loving you. Side effects from loving you. Past the house we met years ago today, bar we went for your birthday. Stomach knocks up instead, my heart wants to pretend. We're driving in those summer nights, music up and windows down, waiting to see your headlights. Only thing that I see now. My first mistake was loving you, second thinking you love me too. The side effects from being fooled again, 3 times turns into a choice, both not seeing any signs. Now I'm walking home, holding my new shoes, with side effects from loving you. Side effects from loving you. Side effects from knowing you, believing you was too good to be true. Life ain't no fairy tale, this ain't no fairy tale. Side effects from knowing you, believing you was too good to be true. Life ain't no fairy tale, this ain't no fairy tale. My first mistake was loving you, second thinking you loved me too. The side effects from being fooled again, 3 times turns into a choice, both not seeing any signs. Now I'm walking home, holding my new shoes, with side effects from knowing you, believing you was too good to be true. Life ain't no fairy tale, this ain't no fairy tale. Side effects from knowing you, believing you was too good to be true. 'Cause I'm walking home, holding my new shoes, side effects from loving you. Side effects from loving you. Oh, side effects from loving you. 'Cause I'm walking home, holding my new shoes.
Hello, thank you. 2 absolutely beautiful songs. I love your voice. I love your vocals. It's just
Thank
beautiful.
you.
You clearly work on it a lot because it's absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
Um,
thank you. A lot of practice,
Yeah.
and work. But I love
Now,
it. So
you were saying how, you wanted to release Side Effects because you just were so in love with the song, but you've been writing for so long. Has it been hard to choose those singles each time when you've been writing so many? Do you still put the ones that you haven't recorded into sets for people to hear?
yeah, definitely. I have a lot of unreleased songs that are probably some of my favorites. And I think it's hard to explain, but it probably sounds a bit cliche, but you sort of just know,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like you just have this feeling, it sort of just falls into place. And if it doesn't, and it's maybe then it's not the right song, or it's not the right
Yes.
time to be releasing the song. But each time I've recorded a song, it's just seemed to just feel right and flow.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
Meant to be.
probably that. Yeah, I've just sort of followed, I guess, that feeling. And I guess writing for so long, and we're all our own biggest self-critics. You sort
Yes.
of go,
Yeah.
okay, I'm happy with this one. And sometimes it just takes a bit longer to get another song there. So
Yeah. No, that it makes complete sense. And the great thing now is that you are out and able to get out and play live. So you can play those songs and you can try them out on people too. Because I think sometimes when you think something's if the song is perfect, but then the reactions to another one, it's always a good gauge when you get out and play.
oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes and so many artists say this, with a song you go into this like little world, and it's like so precious to you. And
Yes.
but sometimes you don't want to, open that up to other people, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's the best way to get feedback. And I've played my songs to someone like who's another songwriter, and they might be like, oh, you need to change this. But I
Yes.
guess when you're a bit further away from it as well, it's so much easier.
100%. Yes, exactly right. And that's the beauty about Australian music, is that we all do that for each other. We're all willing
Definitely.
to, listen or give advice or say, hey, change that lyric. It would sound better with something like this, or that's perfect. We've got a great
Yeah, definitely.
range.
And I think I'm just, very lucky to work with the people that I do, that are, that sort of help you with those little finishing touches, I guess.
Yeah. And they're honest, which is even better. When they tell you something's good, it's good. And when they tell you need to fix it.
Oh yeah, you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest.
Yeah.
So
It's for sure. Now, where can people find you? Because you're out doing gigs at the moment. Have you got a tour guide? Where are you headed next?
yes, so I'm actually playing in Darling Harbour, in Sydney on Thursday. I'm supporting Fletcher Pillins at 6 o'clock. I think it's called Tumbalong Park.
Okay.
It's a park in Darling Harbour. So yeah, if anyone's listening here from Sydney and want to head down, I've got a couple of other gigs sort of in the works at the moment, and that can all be found on ellapowell.com online, or also my Facebook page, Instagram page, Ella Powell Music, and all my songs can be found on Spotify, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you can find music, you can find my stuff. So
perfect. Now, and I didn't get a chance before because I've had a bit of a crazy day today, but make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe to Ella's YouTube as well, because when she puts out another video, like videos and new music, it will, if you've subscribed, it'll tell you. So make sure you do that and follow her, because this is just the start for her and she's already amazing. There's so many people saying you have such great songwriting skills, and yeah, people have loved it. So
oh, thank you, Kayleen. I appreciate that.
yeah, some lovely comments. What are some of your bucket list things as you're starting out? Where do you want to head to? Anything specific?
Oh, I have very big dreams.
Good.
I definitely want to be, I guess touring. That's probably something I'm really looking at the moment. And in the future, internationally touring would be a huge dream of mine.
Yes.
Headlining, like a big festival, even, like supporting some of my favorite artists. I've got, a lot of bucket list dreams. So fingers crossed, you never know.
You never know, and I think you're definitely well on your way. It's wonderful. I love it. And again, if they head over to Spotify or Apple Music or anything, they can hear. Now already it's out, Side Effects. If you haven't already heard it, have a listen and then come back to this feed and tell us what you think about it, because you can still comment even though we're not live anymore, and we will get the message. So let us know what you think of Side Effects if you haven't already had a listen to the recording.
And I've also got a brand new single coming out in a month's time as well. So some pretty exciting things are happening. I'm working on the music video for that at the moment. So
Wonderful.
So much going on.
We'll have to have you back for the release of that song so that we can all hear it. It'd be lovely. Yes, we'll book that in. We'll book that in. I know that I keep telling people 20 minutes, and again, guess what? I've gone over it. I've talked too much. I'm sorry, everybody. I always do it. I always say, well, let's just say between 20 and 30 minutes.
I'm the same. I love a good chat. So,
and how have you got? Are you going to do some more Facebook Lives? I know that you're out singing a bit more, so you might not get a chance to do that. But are you going to continue those sorts of things?
Yeah, I've had quite a few people ask because it was like during lockdown, I was doing it pretty much weekly. It's definitely something I'm gonna get back and have maybe do a couple more of, and they'll just be like all original shows and stuff like that. So I'll definitely do something more of that soon when I'm not out playing and that kind of stuff. Yeah,
isn't it nice we can say that when I'm not out live singing?
I know. Finally, it's taken us 2 years, but we're slowly getting back there, which is it's amazing. There's nothing better than playing live shows to crowds in front of you, so
exactly. No, and I know Kaylin just said that she was sitting next to someone on Sunday that had COVID, and a lot of people have come back from Tamworth and are unwell, so I hope you guys are all staying safe and trying everything you can to keep healthy and get back so that you can come to gigs as they're happening.
Definitely.
It has been a bit of a spreader, Tamworth, by the sound of it, because a lot of people seem to have picked it up, unfortunately.
Really? Yeah, I did hear that as well. Yeah.
Yes, so we need to all look after each other and stay healthy.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Ella. Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in and having a chat. We will be back tomorrow night. We've got Sarah Leek joining us tomorrow night, and then on Thursday night we've got Jamie Lindsay. But tomorrow night we will draw the competition. So if you haven't already, head to the top of the Facebook page or the top of the Instagram page or the Twitter and enter the competition for the amazing winners CD. And the more times you enter, the more chances you get to have your name pulled out. So make sure you do that. We'll draw it live tomorrow night while we're having a chat with Sarah as well. But when you're finished here, go and like all of Ella's socials and make sure you follow her, because she's got lots more to come.
Thank you. Thanks for listening in, everyone, as well. I really appreciate it. And thanks, Danni, for having me.
Anytime. Hopefully in a month we'll have you back.
Yes, I'll be back.
Definitely. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.